The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Rookie minicamp is officially in the books. What are some of the major takeaways from the first ever weekend? Aaron Glenn was on the practice field. We'll talk about that and much more. Richie from Jets Media joins us. Plus, we preview tonight's Game 4 at Madison Square Garden. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby.
I got just the guy to get us going tonight.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Brees Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, here on a Monday, start of a new week. Lot to talk about with the New York Jets. We had rookie minicamp wrap up over the weekend, and we have the schedule coming out Wednesday night. It could be leaked before then, so be on your toes, be on the lookout. We will officially find out, though, who the Jets' opponent will be in London tomorrow morning. For more on the schedule, for more on rookie minicamp, for more on the overall state of the Jets, Jets, we say hello to a good friend of the show, fellow Knicks fan, Richie from Jets Media joins us now. Richie, happy Monday. And oh, baby, do we got a lot to discuss.
We do got a lot to discuss right here on the great Jake Asman Show. Jake, thank you so much for inviting me onto the program. I'm very excited to talk some Jets, maybe some sprinkle in of a little bit of the Knicks here and there. Shout out to the ASMANIACS in the chat. Hit the like button for my boy Jake. We appreciate it. And I was live on my channel before, so I sent all my guys over here as well. So excited for a good show, man.
Can't wait. All right, let's get right to it. Dylan, shout out to you for the super chat here. Appreciate the kind words.
Appreciate
your
you, Dylan.
Thoughts on this weekend, Richie? I mean, what do you take away from rookie minicamp? Do you look more at what the quotes were about the specific rookies, what the reporters who were there were saying about them? What to you, when you think back to rookie minicamp, stands out?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big storyline right now is the Giovanni Williams, the third Williams brother. Some people are like, there's a third, there's another one. That one came out of nowhere. I know it was reported weeks ago, but now that he's officially there getting interviewed, that's a cool little story that a lot of people are attaching on to, getting invited to be, on that team to try out for the roster. And then you look at this Jets draft class. I think what I'm looking at personally, Jake, is more how Aaron Glenn is as a head coach with his team. What is he like in terms of organizing the structure of practices? How is he like at the podium? Because that's where I'm glued to. I mean, you talk about the rookie season for these players that we just drafted, Jake, but this is Aaron Glenn's rookie season as well. He's never been a head coach in the league before. It's not just his first year with the Jets. It's his first year as a head coach in the football league that he is right here. So that's something I'm keeping an eye on. And I think so far, it's really exciting to see Aaron Glenn out there as the Jets head coach.
The idea of him just being a coach that could actually coach the whole team is exciting because we know Robert Saleh said that was something that he was going to do, but he either wasn't qualified to do it or just straight up didn't do it. And I do think Aaron Glenn, because of his background, because of where he's coming from, because of the work that we know he put in the offseason, always meeting with offensive coaches to better learn that side of the ball in his coaching career, I do take him at face value when he says he's going to do that. Obviously, time will tell, and the biggest hire he made is Tanner Engstrand, the offensive coordinator. But, I think if you're a Jet fan, it's okay to allow yourself to be excited about a guy who wanted this job, a former Jet great, certainly qualified, taking this job and hopefully being the right guy to finally fix this woebegone franchise and get him back out of the abyss.
100%, man. And I think that you look at what Aaron Glenn has brought to the table thus far, it's just a sense of confidence that I feel like the Jets organization has lacked for a long, long time. And it's confidence in himself, but he's also instilling belief within this organization, within the players. He wants to light that fire within each individual player that can hopefully become, a collective confidence heading into the season. And I don't think that means that we should expect the Jets to go out there, win 12 games. It's going to take some time to get there, but I think you need to rip the Band-Aid off like the Jets did, and now Aaron Glenn is trying to build this thing from scratch. But the good news, Jake, is this roster is not bad. I mean, you look at it, the way it's constructed. My favorite part about the roster, Jake, it's very young. There's a lot of youth involved, and that's something that we're going to be really excited about this season.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Reminder, if you want the show in audio form, you can find the Jake Asman Show in podcast form on both Spotify and Apple. Just search Jake Asman Show, and you can listen to anything you might have missed. As far as specific rookies I want to get into with you, Richie, it seems like the first initial impression of Armand Membu is a very good one. Your thoughts on him and your thoughts on Mason Taylor as well. We know he changed his number after going from 46 one day and the fans going nuts, rightfully so, to a legitimate number, a legitimate tight end number 85. But on a serious note, give us your thoughts on the Jets' top two picks, who I believe figure to be instant starters when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I really do love how Jets fans, first of all, are complaining over the jersey number, because it is a big deal. You got to get a real jersey number for a tight end, especially the caliber of Mason Taylor. So love the 85 number for him. I do think that Armand Membu is a player that your expectations is for him to be a plug-and-play guy. And the expectations are high because the hype is real. He looks like a stout tackle. He rose up the boards entering the 2025 NFL draft. And you look at what he's looking like at camp. And I think that you look at the offensive line now with Olu and Membu being the first round picks the last 2 years, two your bookend tackles. That's exciting. And then Mason Taylor, the Jets need a tight end next to Jeremy Ruckert. And I think he's going to be someone that's another plug and play starter immediately. And Justin Fields historically loves to rely on tight ends, and he's got his college teammate in Ruckert. Don't forget Smart from the Chargers, who we brought in free agency as well. And I think Mason Taylor is going to be someone that you're going to see start right out of the bat. And I do think, Jake, there's other guys in this class that could potentially be starters as well, outside of just Membu and Taylor. But those two guys are for sure starters as well.
I think every Jet fan, if you're of a certain age, is hoping that Olu and Membu represent what back in the day, as the Jets finally turned things around and established themselves as a very good team for a lot of the 80s, you're hoping it's Marvin Powell and Chris Ward all over again in back-to-back drafts, right? They take Marvin Powell in 77 to play tackle from USC. A year later, they draft Chris Ward in 1978 from Ohio State, and obviously both those guys were foundational pieces on the Jets O-line. I think you're certainly hoping that's the case now with Armand Membu and Olu. And then also, you feel good about center. You feel good about both your guards. Richie, I don't think it's crazy to say this is the best offensive line the Jets will put on the field since the last time they had any sort of sustained success in 2009 and 2010 with Rex Ryan. They have to be not just good, they have to be great. They got to be a major strength of this team for this team to overachieve and be better than what most people think.
Yeah, and Jake, this is the strength. I mean, since when can we say with confidence that a Jets' strength is their offensive line? We've been complaining about the offensive line for years. So I think that if you have an offensive line like this, anything is possible. And my favorite thing about this offensive line, Jake, is this is not an O-line that is filled with players past their prime in their 30s. Last year, we had Arian Smith at left tackle, Morgan Moses at right tackle, two solid veterans, but they peaked on other teams. They were just there to try to fill in the void. But now we have guys that are extremely young. The oldest guy in this offensive line is 27, which is John Simpson. And then the rest of the guys have upside to improve. I think Simpson's the only one out of these five that is technically in the prime of their career. Like, I think Elijah Vera Tucker, we haven't even seen his prime yet. I think he's trending towards a breakout. Joe Tippmann entering year number 3. Olu, he's going to have his first full season starting at left tackle. And then, of course, the rookie of Membu. It's not just on paper looks good, but the youth is so exciting, Jake, because I think the biggest element of an offensive line success is continuity, allowing guys to play together season after season, like the Cowboys did the last 10 years with their elite offensive line, like the Philadelphia Eagles has done these last few years. That's what you need to do to build an offensive line. And dare I say, I'm going to do this, Jake, and I'd say this sometimes in my show, people get upset with me. I'm going to give Joe Douglas a little credit here because he filled 4 out of these 5 offensive linemen. If there's one thing he did leave the Jets with a plus, it is the offensive line, and then Muji sprinkled in Memu to finish the puzzle.
Well, it's funny because if Joe Douglas had built it earlier, he might still be the general manager of the Jets. It just took him too long, too many years to finally get it right. He ran out of time.
And he whiffed it on the quarterback position, which is most important, twice. If he failed with Zach Wilson, he experimented with Rodgers. I think you get 2 max opportunities to fix the quarterback spot, and then you're canned. Doesn't matter what else you do.
Ultimately, when you look at this roster, something you said earlier, I think is worth repeating. This team is not nearly as bad as what I think the perception is now. I don't want to sit here and act like I think the Jets are, a 10-win team right now. I have major questions about what the coaching staff is, what Justin Fields is, but just on talent alone, I laugh when I see stuff come out about the Jets being ranked, 30th in the league, right? I mean, that to me, this is not the 3rd worst team in the NFL. What do you make of some of the power rankings, the over-unders, just the outside expectation level being as low as it's been in a while for the Jets?
I absolutely love it, Jake, because I'm going to tell you right now, these last 2 years of it being the opposite, I think was a big detriment to this team because there was so much external hype with the addition of Aaron Rodgers and the idea that we were a quarterback away, that the expectations were so high, not only just from the players and the team, but the fans, us. We were like, it's AFC East time, baby. We're winning this division. Like it's now or never. And I think all those expectations were 110% justified. But now we have an idea, like Aaron Glenn says, we're moving in silence. And I like them counting us out. And I like everybody thinking that the Jets are going to be trashed this year because it's an opportunity to rise out of the ashes and prove that we are a team that was just a miserable coaching staff last year and just had to have a few little tweaks upstairs to make things better. So I think the NFL world counting us out is only going to be something that benefits the Jets because now it's also going to instill a mindset within this organization that we're the underdogs. Let's go prove the world wrong. Let's go show them who we are. So I think that this element of being doubted could work in our favor.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out Richie's channel, Jets Media, as well, as Richie's going live all the time, posting daily New York Jets content. Another player I want to talk about. It seems like Aaron Glenn is a huge believer in Arian Smith, who was obviously a very polarizing 4th-round selection. We know about his speed, but just hearing Glenn almost light up when being asked about Arian Smith, I thought was interesting. What did you make of Arian Smith's weekend and just the seemingly, the seemingly amount of high expectations internally the Jets have for him?
Yeah, it's funny. That's a prospect where externally with us fans, the guy stinks. He can't catch. Why did we draft him? But then internally, like, this guy has a chance to be a burner with us if he can really dig deep within himself and figure out and fine-tune his game. I think that this pick, Jake, the reason why I like it, it's a risky one. And I like that this regime is taking a swing because if this hits, if Smith lives up to the level of player that they believe he can become, he's going to be a fan favorite. We do not have the element of speed on this roster, in my opinion. Like, Garrett Wilson's fast, don't get me wrong. And outside of GW, like, where's the speed on this roster? Breece Hall, of course, outside of the running back position, Alan Lazard is not a speedster. Malachi Corley is a guy that could run through you, more of a yak type of guy. We actually haven't even seen him yet to do anything. Xavier Gibson is like in between. We don't even know if he's going to make the team. We lack a burner. And in this NFL league nowadays, you need a burner. And this is someone that the Jets are rolling the dice on. I've seen a lot of people make the comparisons of, hey, he can be like a Deshaun Jackson type of player if he fulfills it. I think that the Jets are going to utilize him like a Jameson Williams with the Lions. I'm not going to say he's going to be as good. He's a first-round talent. But I just can't believe that some people are like, yeah, this guy can't catch. He's going to stink. He's a bona fide bum. Let the guy go on the practice field and show who he is before we write him off as something that he's a bust.
It's going to be fascinating to see what his role is. Are they going to use him, on just like jet sweeps early on just to kind of get his speed on the field? And then what does that mean for Malachi Corley, who I think is fighting for a spot on the roster this summer? I don't think he's a lock to make this team, even though, he was the first pick of the 3rd round a year ago. Completely different regime. He didn't get on the field at all. And when he did, it was a disaster, as we all know. So I have major questions about this receiver room in general. And then there's also the question about, is Alan Lazard actually going to be here, despite what he says on social media? It's just a very fascinating room that I think is a player short right now. I'd love to see the Jets still add a veteran to that room.
Yeah, and there's a potential trade out there that the Jets can look after. I don't know. There's some rumors and rumblings, and I think it's more pure speculation than real substance of trade talk. But I feel like if you're the Jets and you really want to be aggressive and build around Justin Fields and give him a really good opportunity, I agree. They are lacking a true number 2 receiver. And you look around the NFL, you need to have that. Lazard, I don't think I want to rely on him. Reynolds, solid vet, but I don't think he's a number 2 in this league. Corley we don't even know who the heck he is yet in this league. Gibson, I don't believe he's going to make the team, to be honest with you. Who knows? I agree. Arian Smith, maybe an undrafted free agent can merge. We are lacking a number 2 receiver. I would make a call to the New Orleans Saints for Chris Olave. That's the guy I would love the Jets to target if a trade does come to fruition, but you never know. That's a pipe dream.
I don't know what they would want for Olave or if he would be available, but I'm at least making the phone call, especially now with news that Carr's out for the year. They're giving Shuck a chance, seemingly. Like, at least make the phone call.
Make the phone call. You talk about Ohio State. Look what the Knicks did with Villanova. I mean, the Jets can do the same thing with Ohio State, Jake. You never know. With Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson and Jeremy Ruckert, they even brought in the backup center, Myers, the backup Tippmann from Ohio State, Fields' is center, which I think is an impactful thing here to keep Fields comfortable. You get Olave in here, then all of a sudden, we got something cooking. The Nova Knicks, now the Buckeye Jets.
Joe Mike writes, in news out of Jets camp is that Aaron Glenn might be able to coach. I can't speak this morning. But news out of Jets camp is that Aaron Glenn can coach. What a strange concept in Jetland. Let's hope Aaron Glenn can coach, because that's the biggest unknown besides Fields. If the head coach is really good, this team, talent-wise, should be able to fight at least into December, mathematically alive for a playoff spot.
Yeah, and I feel like last year was more of a coaching failure than anything. I mean, we got our head coach ripped away from us after the 4th or 5th game, and everything went south from there. And that's why I feel like some people are looking at this Jets team and thinking that we're not good from a personnel standpoint. And I would argue that the coaching staff did not utilize the personnel properly. So, which is why I think Glenn has a real opportunity here to instill his mind on this roster, get his fingerprints on it, and show a sense of an identity. And I do agree, though, Jake, where I think Jets fans need to have a mindset where, in my opinion, I think it's going to get a little bit more ugly before it gets pretty in games. Like, I don't think we're going to go out and run away and start being 4-1 right away. Like, I think there's going to be an adversity of this team, and that's where they're going to find who they really are. And that we shall see. But I know Jets fans, we want immediate results. We want to win right away, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, it'd be nice to get a softie week 1, and they could actually get off.
Well, who do you want week 1? You know our opponents. Do you want to be on the road? Do you want to be at home? Who do you want this Jets team to take on week 1 if you had to choose?
I have it up on the screen, right? The home opponents. I want a home opener Sunday, 1 p.m. against the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect home opener. I actually, not really related to the Jets, I'm really high on Bryce Young this year. I think he's going to break out. I think we can still beat the Panthers, but that's some more NFL talk. But yeah, I think home against the Panthers would be a great week 1 game. Ooh, Browns. Rumored against the Broncos in London.
I'd take Cleveland at home week 1. I would take Carolina at home week 1. That would be
I would also, you know who else I would like week 1? Give me the Patriots, because they have so much hype. You talk about hype right now. Give me the Patriots week 1, and let's humble them. Okay, let's bring them in to the building a week 1 on 1:00 and plummet them.
I don't hate it. Like, I think if you're going to play a division opponent, that's the opponent you'd want to play early, because they got a new coach, new system. They got a lot of new players that are going to be learning how to play with one another, especially with the offensive line. You think their line would get better as the year goes, not be great right away. And I think the later you play the Dolphins, the more of a possibility you get Zach Wilson and not Tua.
Yeah,
I would love,
100%. And you talk about the hype, right? I think the Patriots are falling in not the same hype as the Jets last year, but they're falling into more of the media hype. They're becoming a media darling. Oh, Mike Vrabel and Drake May year 2, and they're buying into their free agency, which I'm not really buying into yet. So they're a team that now has high expectations, the Patriots, I think, externally. So will they meet that?
100%. What I don't want is like Buffalo week 1 or like have to go on the road to the Ravens or like, uh, have to go play Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Although the Bengals did lose to the Patriots last year, and that was a huge upset. Week 1 is always fluky, but I prefer.
I take a in New Orleans week 1 and then come back home for home opener week 2 against somebody as well. I mean, I prefer to be home week 1, no doubt about it.
If it's New Orleans, we might have to make that the ASMANIAC road trip right out of the gate. Week 1, let's go down to NOLA, get everyone on Bourbon Street. You and I were there for the Super Bowl, running it back.
Oh, baby, yeah, I'm down.
It's going to be fascinating. The full schedule comes out Wednesday. We will get the London game tomorrow. There's been a lot of mixed reports on that. I've heard Cleveland. I've heard Denver. Nothing is confirmed yet, so we shall certainly see. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Jet fans, who do you want the New York Jets to open the season with? I want them at home, and I'd love a 1 o'clock game. I'm just looking forward to Sunday at 1 p.m. again, Richie. I mean, we had so few of them last year. By the time we did get a couple of them, the weather stunk. It was December. They had the 1 p.m. kickoff game against Denver early. We know how bad the weather was that day. And then they didn't play another Sunday 1 p.m. home game until December 1st. So this year, it's going to be the total opposite. We will get way more Sunday at 1 o'clock games with the lack of prime time. And I am curious, too, with the schedule. I thought if Rodgers officially signed with Pittsburgh, it was a shoo-in. Steelers at Jets, Monday night, week 1, or Sunday night, week 1. Like, why wouldn't the league do that early in the year? It makes so much sense. But with Rodgers still not officially making a decision if he's playing for Pittsburgh yet, would the NFL schedule makers make that the game, not knowing for sure if Rodgers is actually going to be the quarterback for Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I think that if Rodgers became a Pittsburgh Steeler, it's a lock. Steelers Jets Monday night, not Sunday, Monday, because that's what 3
years in a row would be Rodgers and Monday.
I can already see it, bro.
You also get Fields versus old teams, so it makes a lot of sense.
I love it.
Purple Belt Mike with a super chat. Shout out to Jets Nation, ASMANIACS, and Jets Media. PBM, appreciate you, everyone. Your super chats, they are awesome. They help support our channel, so we thank everyone out there who is able to contribute. Reminder, this week, our top raffle prize is our first ever non-New York Jets related item. We're giving away a signed Jalen Brunson jersey at the end of the week, plus a signed Aaron Glenn 1996 throwback jersey, and a signed Curtis Martin jersey as our third prize in the ASMANIAC raffle number 26. So for every membership you gift, you're entered in the raffle. $10 super chat, you're qualified for 2 entries. $50 super chat, you qualify for 10. $100 super chat, you qualify for 20. Before we get into a little hoops talk about the Knicks, I want to get your take on Justin Fields, Richie. This is the first time I've had you on in a bit. Now that the dust has settled, what are your expectations for Fields? Your thoughts on the Jets seemingly going all in around Fields, having this commitment to him, naming him the starter, basically saying he's going to break out. We're going to let him play quarterback, all the other comments they've made about him. Your thoughts on the commitment to Fields and your expectations for him?
Yeah, I think that, in my opinion, this is the best chance that Justin Fields will ever have the rest of his career. And I think he knows that. I think this is a quarterback's dream when you are trying to find a home. You know how rare it is to go to a team where they have a brand new offensive play caller, brand new head coach, and they're building a culture. So I think what the Jets are doing right now is they're trying to build their identity around Fields. Whereas for comparison, Jake, the Steelers, they had an identity. Mike Tomlin's been there for over a decade. They have a way of doing things. They bring in Fields. Fields has to learn their way. And it wasn't around Fields. It was like Fields got to fit into what we do and we'll tweak things. With this regime, they're building an offense. They're literally in the process of building a brand new offense from scratch. Tanner Engstrand does not have a playbook to just like bring to the Jets. He's building it for the first time. So I think that's really cool that the Jets are building a playbook and an identity offensively centered around Justin Fields and all around him. So I think that what the Jets are going to try to do is get the most out of Fields and look at what worked the most at Ohio State, because that's why Fields was a first-round pick, how good he was, the confidence that he played with, being able to process the field. And college and the NFL, 2 different worlds, not easy to do, but I think that's something that I'm keeping an eye on with that this team is building around Fields, not just from playmakers and the roster, but the system and the coaching. That's something that I'm noticing.
Leany in North Carolina is the first Asmaniac to gift a membership today. Leany, we hope you're doing well. I caught up with Leany this morning, and she gave a great update on her husband who's been battling some stuff in the hospital. So great to hear that he's doing okay, Leany. And I hope you had a great Mother's Day. Benjamin is the recipient of the membership from Leany. So everyone wish Leany and her family well in the comments. Adam is too cool. Number 46 is a solid number. This is in regards to Mason Taylor, and he references Andy Pettit being 46. 46 looked great as a number for a baseball player. But for a pass-catching tight end, I think it's an ugly number. I think the fact that Mason Taylor is going with number 85, I think his floor is now Dustin Keller. His ceiling is now Travis Kelce. Richie, your thoughts?
Oh, the jersey number is everything. You talk about a guy that was going to wear number 46. I knew that was not going to stick. I knew that was not going to stay. We saw Sauce Gardner wear 20 and then Brees wear 35 at rookie camp, so I wasn't going to buy into that. But now he's a lock to be our staple tight end for the future.
He better be. He better be, because they really need him to be that guy, because it has been far too long since the Jets had a legit tight end. Chris writes in, watching Jake Asman greater than watching Jets football. Wouldn't it be nice? And I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you. I hope that's not the case this year, though. I hope this show is great, and the Jets, watching them is an awesome experience. So then you come here, and I can enhance that experience rather than have to basically be the entertainment, be the therapist at times for this fan base. And Richie, you do the same thing on your channel. Like, wouldn't it be nice if we just had a fun year, 9-8? We're not asking for much. We're not asking for a Super Bowl. Just be good for a year. They haven't won more than 7 games in a decade.
Just win. I mean, I don't even know what that's like anymore. And like living through this Knicks playoff run, I can't stop thinking about the Jets in the back of my mind. Like, it feels so good to watch playoff successful, with my team. And I'm like, wow, what would this feel like with the Jets? We need it.
Would be nice. Indy Jets with a $10 super chat. He's in the raffle for 2. Jake and Richie, the best 1-2 punch since Revis and Cromartie. High praise, Indy. High praise. Appreciate you. Green Gang is the first Asmaniac to gift 5 memberships. Let's go, Green Gang. Ryan Davis, Illuminati, QB Prince, MM Morris, and Kendrick Lamar, all receiving channel memberships. We will take some of your calls coming up. One final Jet question I have for you before we talk a little bit about the New York Knicks, who play a massive, massive Game 4 tonight at Madison Square Garden. Do you believe the Jets will get deals done before the regular season begins with both Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner?
I hope, man. I really do hope. I think I have confidence in at least one of the two. I don't know about both. I think it's an interesting spot here, because I think if you're going to prioritize one of the two, it's Garrett. Not to say he's someone that, is better than Sauce by any stretch, but I think that Garrett Wilson played in every single game throughout his entire career. It's a premier position. Where Sauce, I think, like, you look at the market, Derek Stingley completely reset it. I don't know if Glenn wants to see what Sauce looks like in his scheme before they want to commit to that. Like, there's a part of me that's like, maybe they want to see these players with them before they commit. I don't know. But if I was running the team, I extend the both and don't look back. I really do think that's where you got to look at it. They're eligible. Now's the time to do it. And I feel like if Jermaine did not get hurt this past season and he played, we'd be saying the same thing about Jermaine because of how good he would have been last year. That's how great of a football player Jermaine Johnson is. I think people are forgetting about that. But the Jets picked up the 5th-year options, so worst comes to worst, we got all 3 of those guys locked up for at least 2 more years.
I agree with you. I'd like to see them get at least one of these done, ideally both. But to me, it sends the right message by signing these guys. And you make them both a captain. You show you're committed to them. Like, these are the guys you pay. Like, because if you don't pay them, people will say, well, trade them and get pit. And it's like, you still have to replace them then. And that leads you to free agency when you end up, we need a corner now because we traded Sauce. Let's go sign Tremaine Johnson. Like, that's how that happens. You have good players, you keep them. And I think they will, because the one thing I give Glenn and Muji credit for, they said they're in the business of keeping good young football players on the team. And they backed that up by paying Jamie and Sherwood when a lot of people said, well, they didn't draft him. They didn't develop him. He might be the smaller type of linebacker that Glenn doesn't prefer. They're not going to keep him. And you know what? Glenn said, hell with that. We're keeping him. He's a good player. And when it was asked about it, he said he's a good player. So they backed it up with Sherwood, which I have no reason to think they won't pay Garrett and Sauce when push comes to shove.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I really wonder what the market's going to be for them in terms of the comparison. I think Garrett's more intriguing. Is he going to get more like a Nico Collins, Jalen Waddle type of deal, a Brendan Ayuk type of deal? I don't know what ballpark is he looking for. 30 million? Who knows? Because I think the best is yet to come for Garrett as well. And that could be another reason where Garrett could be like, yeah, well, I want to go prove who I am because watch what I'm about to do this year. Similar to what Jamar Chase did, where Jamar did not want to sign a contract last year with Cincinnati because he felt like he's about to do something the world's never seen. He did that. Now look at the contract he has. So maybe Sauce is saying the same thing. Sauce is like, I'm coming off a down year. Watch me go ball out. And I'm just looking at it from their perspective too. So with these whole contract extensions, you got to look at it from both parties because it's very interesting to see. But as a Jets fan, I hope both of them are locked up long-term and retire as Jets.
Nico Collins is an interesting comp because he's been in the league 1 year longer than Garrett, and he signed a deal for 3 years, $72.7 million, $52 million guaranteed.
Bargain.
Yeah, that's a great contract. I would
Bargain.
I would start with that with Garrett, and if I got to go a little more to get it done, I would. Like I think, but that's an interesting comp because Nico Collins has been a guy that has similar numbers the last 2 years to what Garrett Wilson's put up.
Yeah, I think that's a good. Him and Jalen Waddle, I think, are the two, and Ayuk are the contracts I'm looking for. Like I think Collins is the floor, and then Waddle could be the ceiling. I don't know if he's going to get 30, and that's where I think if that's what the contract offer is from the Jets side of things, I could see Garrett in his camp saying, "We want to be here, but we want to go out there this year and prove that like who I am a little bit more, and go get 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns." And then renegotiate next year and get my 35 mil. Like that could be something. I'm speculating, but that's what we're seeing around the league. Some of these players like to double down on themselves.
Oregon Jets says $30 million for a corner on a bad football team is insanity. Well, the expectation is the Jets aren't going to be a bad team. That Sauce is going to be a building block when this team becomes good again. And it's a premium position. We're not talking about paying a safety. Sauce Gardner was a 2-time first-team All-Pro his first 2 years. He is, when he is right, one of the best players at a premium position in the NFL.
100%. And I think that so many people are forgetting who Sauce is because of last year, which, by the way, people are saying he was trash last year. That is so false. That is so false. The boy was not trash last year. He does not live up to the elite level that he was the first 2 years. He was good last year, not great. And it's confusing people now.
Yeah, Sauce is kind of a victim of just how successful he was his first 2 years. And really, who had a good year last year, especially on defense? I think of two guys that I think overachieved, Will McDonald and Jamie Sherwood.
Yeah, I agree. I think Will McDonald is another intriguing name to watch this year. He took full advantage of the injury to Jermaine Johnson.
He did. And Hassan Reddick, no showing all year. Pretty
much. The worst Jet in the history of my life.
Oh, my God.
I've never
Hassan
hated a
Reddick.
Jet more in my life.
The worst. The absolute worst, Hassan Reddick.
Everyone's like, oh, where's Reddick? Bring him back. I'm like, I don't even want him on this team, bro. Stay at home. Like, don't even show up.
It's crazy that Reddick got the deal he got, but then you see the Kinlaw contract in free agency, and you're like, what? What are the Commanders thinking?
Oh, boy. 100%. Wild stuff.
Last year. What a nightmare. Thank God it's over. Thank God it's over.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Knicks tonight, Richie. How we feeling? I was there Saturday. It was an absolute debacle. I thought that was the game that was going to happen, to be honest, in game 2, where Boston would just shoot lights out and even the series. I think from a big picture perspective, every Knicks fan would have signed to be up 2-1 with game 4 in your building tonight. So that's like the big picture perspective. Analyzing this series in the now, it's, man, we have been down at least 20 points in each of these first 3 games. We're lucky to be up 2-1. The Knicks need to play a heck of a lot better to have a chance. I think the whole key of this series going in, I said it on the show, can you make it tight in the fourth quarter and then you have the best player on the planet in clutch situations that can help you steal these games? They didn't have any chance of doing that on Saturday. What are your thoughts on this game tonight at the Garden?
Yeah, it's massive, and I just don't understand what's wrong with this Knicks team at home. It's the world's most famous arena. They are road warriors. They're undefeated on the road in the playoffs this season, and it's time to protect home court. I mean, it's the highest priced ticket for a reason. And these Boston Celtics, like when we went up 2-0, I was celebrating so much for a reason, because that is so massive. And it literally put the Knicks in a position to figure out a way to win this series somehow. Because, first of all, think of the mindset heading into this series. Even Knicks fans, majority of Knicks fans went into the series like, all right, well, we beat the Pistons, but now we're going to get rolled by the Celtics. Like, not a lot of Knicks fans have confidence heading into the series. But I think the narrative after game 1 and game 2 was all about the Celtics missing an opportunity rather than the Knicks' historic comebacks. And I think game 3 was a wake-up call this Knicks team needed. They kind of woke them up in a little bit and proved, like, we got to step up offensively, because without our offense clicking, it's going to be an absolute nightmare, because Boston is going to hit their threes. It was only a matter of time. And I think it's also getting off to these fast starts. And I like what you said, Jake. You got to get into the fourth quarter with a tight game, because when you go into the fourth down by the amount that we have, then the clutch player of the year, Jalen Brunson, doesn't even have a chance. So this Knicks team is loaded in the starting 5. You can always depend on these players, but they got to live up to it, man. And I hope that they can use the Garden crowd to their advantage for once tonight, man. Oh,
I mean, the crowd Saturday was ready to explode, and they just never had an opportunity to do so, because they never gave them any moments to go crazy. At one point, the Knicks cut it to 20, and the crowd tried to will them to a run, and then Boston immediately answered. That's still a 20-point deficit. That's how bad it was Saturday. The one thing I thought a lot about, and I don't know if Tom Thibodeau would do this, I would start Mitchell Robinson so they can't do the hack of Mitch early. Mitch is the only guy on this Knicks team that has a positive plus-minus. He is such a factor on both ends. He's a great energy guy for the offensive glass. He's awesome defensively. And I'd bring Josh Hart in as the energy guy off the bench and allow him to take advantage of the second unit and slash and kind of get his points cutting to the basket. I don't know if Tibbs would do it, but if you want to avoid the hack of Mitch, because Mitch just, for the life of any of us, is not going to hit free throws. Like, I just accepted it. I mean, they're ESPN's treating him like he's a Make-A-Wish kid with it's bigger than basketball, as Knicks fans are cheering for a 7-foot guy to try and hit a free throw. Like, it's ridiculous. But I mean, that's where we're at with Mitchell Robinson. I would start him, and I'd bring Harden off the bench and see if that is a way to get this team off to a better start.
Yeah, I mean, Mitch, absolutely love Mitchell Robinson. I think that's an interesting idea, knowing Tibbs, like you said, he's not going to do it, but I do think it makes sense. You got to get Mitch out there on the court early in the quarters, which is why you've noticed Mitch starts the second quarter every single time for that exact reason, because you can't hack him before the bonus. So I think that's the philosophy, is getting Mitchell Robinson on the court early in the second quarter. And when he came in the game in game 2, in the middle of the third quarter, when Cat was brutal, that's what sparked the comeback. There's something about Mitchell Robinson, his defensive presence, his ability to will on the rebounds, offensive glass. He's a difference maker. I just hope Mitch realizes, if he gets an offensive rebound, just pass the ball out. Don't even try to go up, because they're going to foul you. And we don't need you shooting free throws. Get the offensive board, dish it out to the perimeter, let the guy step up. But I will say there's one player in particular that I need to see wake up offensively tonight, and that's OG Anunoby. I think he is the difference maker of the full potential of this Knicks team when he's going offensively, because you know what Brunson's going to get you. You know what Cat's going to get you. OG is that difference maker when he can click offensively, and he needs to step up tonight.
Look, the Knicks even getting it to a game 6, I must admit, I am surprised, because I thought they were going to lose in 5. But once you go up 2-0, don't squander the opportunity. Look what Indiana did last night. Everyone thought, oh, well, here comes the real Cavaliers. They're going to bounce back and win the series after the Cavs responded in game 3. And then Indiana was like, not so fast. We're at home. Watch this. And they had a historic performance, and they look like they're going to win that series. That's the performance the Knicks need tonight. They got to show up. They got to come out and start better and let the Garden crowd impact the game and get it to the fourth quarter with it close. And then you'll take your chance. And we'd all sign up for this game to be within 5 points with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, 5-6 minutes to go. That has to be the goal for the Knicks tonight.
100%. And like, you were there in the building, Jake, but I felt the same thing you said, where just the Knicks crowd was desperate and starving for that run, and they were just waiting to explode. And there is nothing worse than being a Knicks fan, buying a ticket for that price, getting into the Garden and not even having anything to root for, and getting your teeth kicked in from the opening jump. So they're the champions for a reason, the Boston Celtics, and the Knicks got to play their A game. They got to level their ability up. And I really do believe that their roster is built to contend with Boston. When we traded for Bridges, the whole idea was you got Bridges and OG as your 2 wings to match up against Brown and Tatum. And they looked tremendous in game 1 and game 2. They got to match that. Now there needs to be adjustments because the Celtics, they found their rhythm offensively game 3. Thibodeau has to make an adjustment defensively to be able to penetrate them and get them out of sorts, get them out of rhythm, and then execute offensively. And I think the key tonight as well, Jake, is getting off to a fast start, because going down by double digits in the first quarter, taking the Garden crowd out of it immediately is only going to be a detriment to this team. Look what the Pacers did. They ran with that game, and they never looked back. Start off fast, man. I'm sick of coming back every single game.
100%. Look, it's great that they were up 2-0, but it wasn't sustainable to continue to put yourself in these holes and not expect a team that won a championship last year that has great players to not win. I mean, it's just find a way, man. Find a way.
Are you going again tonight?
I will be there, Richie. I will be there.
Oh, boy. Yes,
the New York Knicks need to win.
Man, it's gonna be epic. And even if they lose tonight, best of 3 all of a sudden. I mean, the Knicks really gave themselves an opportunity. They have home court advantage right now, Jake. Still, they win tonight, they lose game 5, they win back at the Garden. If you win at MSG for the rest of this series, you are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. So take advantage of home court.
That's it. This is the opportunity.
Why is it so hard?
It's always hard with the Knicks. Never going to be easy. But seize the moment. I mean, here you are. K&D is seizing the moment. He gifted 5 memberships. Reminder, Knick fans, giving away a signed Brunson jersey later this week as our top prize in the raffle. Prize 2, signed Aaron Glenn throwback jersey. Prize 3 is a signed Curtis Martin jersey. K&D with a super chat. He says, Richie and Jake together, I need my G from Jet Central to pull up to. Happy Monday, fellas. Happy Monday, chat. I bet $3K on the Knicks. Damn. K&D. If that hits, you could buy tickets to a Knicks conference finals game with that kind of coin right there. If that bet hits, good luck, Candy. Hopefully your bet hits. I would say 95% of the chat is rooting for the Knicks.
95%, indeed. I'll be doing my live watch party on Knicks Media tonight, folks. Come through. It's going to be epic. Woo!
Is your girlfriend going to be streaming the view from behind the scenes of you screaming and yelling?
Yeah, from the living room. She got me on the airplane for the Brunson winner because I unfortunately had a flight booked, and I watched Brunson hit that game winner against the Pistons on an airplane. She recorded that, and then the other one against the Celtics. So and I don't even tell her to do these things. She knows what to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bang Mateo is staying home. Doesn't want to take the train ride and waste 5 hours of his night and blow 200 on dinner. Bang, I speak for everyone out there. Nobody gives a flying F. Thank you for your nonsense. K&D with a super chat. As a Lakers fan, we're living vicariously through the Knicks. We hate Boston. F them. I mean, that's the big thing, right? F Boston always. Always,
man. And if you're like not a Knicks or a Celtics fan watching this series, first of all, it's great basketball, but like, how can you not root for the Knicks? Underdog, like the league is better when the Knicks are good. Let's be honest with ourselves. They haven't been good in so long. They haven't been to the Eastern Conference Finals since I was 2 years old. So, like, come on, man. Come on. I've been covering this team all year for this moment, man. I still believe. I don't lose no confidence in the squad. Yeah, I still believe.
Look, it is a game that they're at home for. They've already beaten this team twice. They are due to play better. You brought up OG. I think he is due to play better. I think Brunson can play a lot better. He's been great in the fourth quarter of the first 2 games. He hasn't shot like Jalen Brunson yet. I think he is someone that has always responded when the Knicks have been in trouble, when the Knicks have needed a big performance. He has raised his performance. I think Brunson is capable of having a big game tonight and having that Garden moment. And they're going to need that to try and win this game. And if you go up 3-1, then you got 3 chances to win one more game. You feel like you got a legitimate chance to actually get by.
Yeah, and then I don't want to get ahead of myself, but you get through Boston, confidence levels up. I mean, I know Indiana looks fantastic right now, and they're the front runners to win that series. But you get through Boston, the defending champions, the front runner to win the entire title like today, then you never know what's possible, right? And I think this team is the team of destiny if they can get through Boston, which they will. No if, they will. I'm going to speak it into existence.
Rick writes in, F the Knicks. Hey, Rick, F you. See ya.
Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Let's go.
I'm putting people in timeout for slander. We don't allow
any
that.
Knicks slander, goodbye. Come on, man. New York City, wake up.
Let's see. Nate, goodbye. See ya. Who else wants to talk back in the chat right now? Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll get to some of your calls here coming up. PBM says tonight's a must win for the Knicks. I understand why people feel that way. I'm always cautious to say it's a must win when it's not necessarily actually a must win. But I do feel like if the Knicks are going to win this series, they got to win tonight and go up 3-1. It's tough for me to picture them blowing this 2-0 series lead, it being 2-2 with 2 of the next 3 games in theory at the Garden, and the Knicks being able to still win the series. So I get why a lot of people feel that way. I won't go that far, but it does feel like you could argue it's a must win.
Yeah, people said it's must win for game 3, and I didn't believe in that. I thought it was a must win to win at least 3 or 4 at home, because the Knicks winning the first 2 games on the road gave them the flexibility where they have home court, and all they got to do is win one of the games in game 3 and 4. You go up 3-1, and then you go into TD Garden, try to close it out in 5. If not, you're back home in game 6 to close it out. So, and the reason why we have this mindset, Jake, is because we are still the underdogs in the series, even though we're down 2-1. Like, it's the opponent that we have here.
They were huge underdogs in the series, even after winning the first 2 games on the road.
Yeah, like, we're still underdogs. Don't look at the series, us being up 2-1, and think that we're favorited. We're not. Like, we're still the underdog. And I also think this Knicks team, Jake, they play their best coming off losses when they face adversity. Their resilience is fantastic throughout the entire regular season. Right when you think things are spiraling out of control, they figure it out. You saw against the Detroit Pistons, they had a tough loss at game 5. They bounced back with game 6 with that amazing clutch game-winning shot by Brunson. We need a Jalen Brunson superstar moment game. We also need Cat to wake up, bro.
Yeah.
You got here. You were all-star, a starting center in the Eastern Conference All-Star game for a reason. Where's your all-star moment? You're not shooting the ball from downtown. Be more aggressive. I know you're dealing with an injury, but no excuse. Go out there and have a star-level moment. Stars are born in the playoffs, and this is where it is. The stage has never been brighter for you right here, Karl-Anthony Towns. So let's wake up. Come on, man. Julius Randle's impacting the Timberwolves. We can't let this happen.
Hennessy says, I'm on my way to the gym right now, since we're just saying random bleep people don't care about. Love it, Hennessy. Love it. By the way, so Bang Mateo doesn't want to go to the Knicks game later because he doesn't want to spend $200 on dinner. What are you eating for $200 for dinner? How about just go get a Sabrett hot dog outside the Garden for $4 and call it a day, you bum. Anyway, speaking of bums, Alan says, Knicks fans are so cocky, it's quite comical. I think it's actually the opposite. A lot of Knicks fans did not expect this team to win the series. We're just not miserable pricks like you, Alan. We actually root for our team and try to be optimistic because the Knicks have been a fun team to root for the last couple of years. No, he's not. He's a Hawks fan, which tells you all you need to know.
Oh, don't get me started. But talk about cocky and arrogance, Celtics fans. I've never seen a fan base more arrogant. And I don't know if that's the result of being champions the year prior, but the arrogance of Celtics fans and not even giving the Knicks a chance in this series, even after losses, it's wild to me, bro. That's why I hate the city of Boston, just a city of arrogant fans. I get it, the city of champions. Yeah, you won how many championships? 2 in the last how many years? Give me 39. A break. They act like they've won like 5 championships in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics have won 2 in the last 39 years. No one's celebrating the Knicks history. We understand what it is. But, the Celtic fan acts as if they were around for all those Bill Russell championships. They weren't.
And you know what else I love? That people clown Knicks fans for celebrating and a win like we do in the city. It's like, first of all, sorry that we're the most passionate fans in the world and we have a great time. Like, these fans that clown us, they're jealous. They're like, oh, we don't have fans like that. They're like, oh, they're acting like they won the championship. You think that's what celebrating a championship looks like? If the Knicks ever win the NBA Finals, you will have no idea what's going to happen. Same thing with the Jets. I mean, it's a different world in New York.
Oh my God. The day the Jets clinch their playoff spot and end the drought, I pray they're at home for that opportunity, because that party is going to be insane in the parking lot and leaving the stadium.
Dude, it's going to be epic, and it's going to just be, I can't even dream about it. I don't even know what it would be like, because I think a lot of it with the New York fans, it's been so many years of detriment and failure that's built us for the passion that we have and the starvation. That's why. Big reason why. For all the teams, like even the Yankees, who are really good every single year, like they're starving to get over that hump. World Series loss, right? Like every fan base in this entire city is starving for that championship.
There has not been a championship in New York, a legit one. You can say the Liberty last year, but as far as like the core, I'm not trying to knock the Liberty. I just mean like the core teams, right? I'm not counting NYCFC either, but like 4 major sports with the most fans. There has not been one since the Giants in 2011.
I know, it's ridiculous. The Yankees had their chance last year. The Mets had their chance 2015. Man, time will tell. It'll happen soon, I believe.
Great question here from Smoke Champ. Why do you keep letting this cornball Allen in here? Well, I'll tell you what, Smoke Champ. I usually do believe in free speech, but I am a capital fish, as Bobby Midnight would say. So the first person to gift 5 memberships, we will say goodbye to Allen. He will be sent to the hole for the remainder of the show. All right, let's get to a few calls with Richie before we wrap things up. Let's say hi to one of our longest running listeners in the history of this show. Let's say hello right now to the Kyle Clifton.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Kyle?
What an intro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I was gratified to get it from Gator a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
Stuff. So I was chatting with Alan earlier today on the Boing Green show, and he used that term cocky to describe Knicks fans. But I think that Richie just used the right word, hungry. It's a hunger. It's not cockiness. It's not arrogance. There's a desperation and a hunger to Knicks fans after 52 years. And you can't mistake one for the other.
100%.
Going back to the Jets and something that we were talking about a little bit earlier with Olave. I want to run away screaming from Olave for the same reasons that I don't think that Tua is long-term viable with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I'm just risk averse. Like, that's the same reason why I didn't want to take Arian Smith in the 4th round. Now, Arian Smith is acquitting himself well in the early going. I hope that Arian Smith works out. But it's a risk management business, the draft, right? You take the guys that you have that can possibly become the best pros, regardless of position, and to an extent, right? In the draft, you let the draft come to you. When the Jets have potential openings at guard next year, they still have question marks at safety. They still have skill players where they really need to pull the tight end and the wide receiver rooms up. I don't think you can take a project. So I'd be out on Olave. I'm hopeful for Arian Smith, but obviously he's going to give us an element. How much of that element is really going to depend on the balls he can catch. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
I feel like it all depends on the opportunity cost. I don't want to give up a ton for a guy like Olave, Kyle, but I mean, if it would be, maybe a conditional pick and maybe it could be like a 3rd or something like that, I'd have to consider it.
The concussions is a concern. I definitely get that. That's a position. That's a condition that you don't want to see get coming back over and over and over again. And that's the one thing attached to Olave's name that I definitely have concern with. But it doesn't hurt to give a call, give a ring, especially if it's a low compensation.
Is he entering year 4 like Garrett? Is that where he is?
And I believe they picked up his 5th-year option too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they're starting from scratch. I don't know about a 3rd, but after that maybe I'd listen. It's something where I think that we could probably do better with a player with a kind of a different skill set. Is kind of, I'd be more interested in the Romeo Dobbs of the world, right? At a little bit of a cheaper price. Right. That's my only point. I appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you, Kyle. Romeo Dobbs, another guy I would love to see the Jets inquire about.
Yeah, that's an interesting name. You look at the Packers wide receiver room, and is loaded. not loaded, but it's more like there's a lot of names now that's going to be competing. So the Packers want to get a mid-round pick. I'd send a fifth over for Romeo Dobbs, 100%.
I would as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it has finally happened. Hold on. I forgot I had this set for a different use. Stand by.
I'm in the hole.
You're not meant to be in the hole, Richie. We would never. Ladies and gentlemen, Jets Johnny writes in, #Allen sucks. And $20 super chats is the equivalent of gifting 5 memberships. So, Allen, farewell.
Now look what you've done, Alan. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
We will see you later. God. All right. A couple more calls here with Richie before we say goodbye to him, and I'll stay on for the rest of them. Let's say hello right now to another longtime viewer of this very program, Ricky NY.
I'm Ricky, New York, and I love to smoke. Florida State, I really love Florida State. Jordan Travis, you know he's from Florida State. At any rate, I call into smoking debate. Florida State, I really love Florida State. At any rate, thanks for taking my call, Jake.
Hey, what's happening, fellas?
Ricky,
what's up, man?
What's happening, guys?
Ricky,
And,
I think you have the best Jets.
That was the perfect segue.
Ricky, real quick, I think you have the best Jets look there ever is. It's the most unique. Every single shirt and hat, everything about it is just so cool. So it's got to give you that. Very unique.
I appreciate it, for sure.
Of course.
And adding to the collection this morning, I found some New York Jet seat covers with the skull on them, where I can personalize it with my name and everything, and it will fit over my computer chair. So I'll be ordering that today, and hopefully that'll be coming. So, at any rate, speaking of Florida State, if you heard Azare Thomas the other day when they were talking to him at rookie camp, and they asked him about being with some of his former teammates, he said, "Yeah, LT is here." And in case you're wondering who LT is, that would be Lawrence Toafili, the Florida State running back, who is there trying out for the Jets at rookie camp, and who Samini called out for making some good plays. I guess he was one of the guys that stood out. He's a great pass-catching back. So be interesting to see if that guy can carve out a role for himself. Donovan Edwards has also looked real good. I think Isaiah Davis's days may be numbered here. Not that he's a bad player, but I don't know what his specific role is going to be, but I'm excited about some of the guys they brought in, and looking forward to seeing, how it all comes together. Pumped up for the schedule coming out this week. And
who do you want week 1, Ricky?
Hopefully we get that. What's that?
Who do you want week 1?
You know what? Give me the Patriots and Vrabel week 1. I'll take Pats week 1. Start off with a division game. And Richie, it's not just Celtics fans, like you said. It's Patriot fans, Sox fans, Celtics fans.
Austin.
They call them massholes for a reason. That fan base, those people just suck. But anyways, have a great day, guys. Definitely appreciate it. And fingers crossed when that schedule comes out that we get a nice, cool December or November game for Tampa.
Hell yeah.
You get the fuck out.
Tampa, a very popular preference for a road trip meetup game, which makes sense.
What are your finalists? Have you looked at the, I mean, obviously, are you considering even a divisional? Probably not, right? It's between Cincinnati, Baltimore, Jacksonville, New Orleans, and Tampa.
Miami, I'd consider if it's like the right time of year. It's easy because I don't know if you've ever checked like your demographics on your channel. My third most listened to state after New York and New Jersey, which is 1 and 2, is Florida. So I definitely would love to do either Miami or Tampa if we could pull it off. Jacksonville's in play as well. Easy flight for people to get to.
You can get a spot at the pool.
That's right.
Hang on the pool, watch Justin Fields torch Trevor Lawrence.
I'd prefer it to be earlier enough in the season where like the Jets aren't like eliminated already. So there's like a lot of excitement because that was the problem last year. Like I planned on going on all these like trips late in the year and I didn't have it in me at that point. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Trust me, I hear you.
Like I'm not taking off work radio wise to watch the Jets on the road when they're 4-11.
Yeah, we did the Jets Dolphins roundtable event in Miami last year, and it was in December. And it was a failed event because no one wanted to go anymore.
See, that's the problem when you suck every year. You got to do the events early in the year.
Yeah, literally.
Oh man. Cody says Jets at Saints would be a favorable game for the Jets. If that's week 1, I think that's the game we do. Week 1, kick off the year in New Orleans. You're probably facing a rookie quarterback. It's a winnable game for the Jets. Aaron Glenn homecoming game for him in that city. I would definitely be down for a NOLA week 1 if that's the opponent the Jets get.
Yeah. New Orleans was great hosting the Super Bowl too.
It was. That was a great week. Richie, hopefully tonight is a great night for the New York Knicks. Go New York, go New York, go. I know you'll be live streaming the Knicks on Knicks Media, so everyone go check that out. And is there anything else that my audience needs to know about what Richie's cooking content-wise?
Yeah, man. Check me out. Knicks Media tonight. Appreciate all the love as always. The schedule release is big for me because I'm planning my annual Jets Media Day event. We're going on year number 4 of planning an event at MetLife Stadium. And whenever the schedule releases, that's when I get to pick which game we're doing at a home game. So definitely stay tuned for that. Appreciate you, Jake, as always, for having me on. Jets Media Day is a great opportunity to come through and get a lot of cool amenities for an ultimate Jets game day experience. Year number 4. Let's hope the weather is good this year because the weather has not been my favorite these last few years, Jake. But outside of that, we appreciate you all in the chat. Hit the like button for my boy, Jake Asman. Shout out to the ASMANIACS. Love you all. And let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.
Hey, go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Great stuff there from Richie. Really appreciate his time. As always, make sure you guys check out his channel. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is officially open as we'll take more of your calls. Jake25 is the promo code at gusbuster.com. 15% off with that code plus free shipping on orders $99 or more. So stay dry with a Gusbuster umbrella. All right. Load up your calls on the hotline. Super chat here from Green Gang cuts the line. Thoughts on possibly the Jets targeting Jadeveon Clowney before training camp? Why wait before camp? Sign him now. I'd be in. I think Jadeveon Clowney is someone that I would sign today. He'd knock Michael Clemens off the roster. He's still very good against the run. He's a productive player still. I don't think they'll do it, but I would definitely be interested in Clowney. KFP says, what happened to Bobby Midnight? He's Bobby Hollywood now. That's what happened. Let's see. More of your calls right now. Let's say hello on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline to our dear friend, an OG listener of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he no sleeping. Adios mio.
Hey, what's up, Jake? How you doing?
Hey, V-Man.
Good. On regards to the games that you want to start off the year with, I agree. So for road, I agree that probably the Saints is the team I want to start out with. If we're talking home game, we start the year with, it's either the Patriots or what was the other team you listed?
Well, we know Panthers. One of the home games is going to be a London game. So remove one of these opponents, but the home is on the left there. So it could be the Bills, Dolphins, Pats, Steelers, Browns, Broncos, Cowboys, Atlanta, or Panthers if they open at home.
Yeah, so yeah, I agree with you. So I said either the Patriots or the Panthers or the Saints the Saints if it's an away game. I think those are the teams that I'm looking at that I would prefer.
Yeah, I'd want an easy week one. It doesn't guarantee the Jets will win week one, but I think this fan base could really use some optimism, and a week one win would do wonders.
Yeah, no, it's like, yeah, I totally agree. It's like no matter what seems to happen, we always seem to just get bogged down.
I'm tired of the bogging.
Yeah, no, I think we're all tired of it. We're tired of it.
Well, you're always just tired in general, though.
Oh yeah, no, because like I said, I'm always coming off the graveyard shift, so yeah, I'm always tired.
How was the shift? I guess last night / this morning.
Too bad, Although the fucking microwave broke down, so I couldn't make myself coffee this morning.
The microwave broke?
Yeah, literally, as I'm leaving, and my coworker is like literally looking at it. I heated up some water to make coffee, and the next thing you know, I turn around and look at it. He's like, "What the fuck happened to this thing?" He's like just sitting there, he's like pushing it. It's like,
you guys, you don't have a coffee maker? You have to use a microwave?
The coffee maker broke 2 days or about a week earlier.
What a disaster this place is.
Nothing ever gets fixed. It's like nothing ever gets fixed. I mean, these have a hot water dispenser that broke. These have a water dispenser that broke. It's
What
like
if you just go downstairs to any place in New York City and just get coffee?
no, but then but then that's costing me money.
Oh, I see. So the coffee's free at work.
Well, no, because I have my own bag of coffee in my locker.
They don't have a like a Keurig? You can't just use like a K-cup or whatever?
It's a Keurig. I just use it. I used to use the reusable filter.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, V-Man. I'd like to buy you a cup of coffee, all right? So at least you don't have to sink money into your hard-earned pockets to pay for it, all right?
No, it's like, yeah, no, because like it's starting to get a little ridiculous with the prices. There's a food truck that's like parked outside of my job that I go to like at 6. I go to it like every day at 6, every Thursday at 6 o'clock to get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll.
What's your coffee order typically?
I just do a black coffee and I do sweetener.
So price range, we talking $3? 4?
I don't remember. I can't remember. I can't remember the last time I bought coffee because it's been so long. Because I've been, using those coffee machines for a while.
I see. Well, you give me a ballpark estimate, and I'll send you a Venmo. All right.
All right, man.
Any other thoughts? By the way, you don't put any alcohol in your coffee. I figured for sure you were going to tell me it's an Irish coffie or a little coquito coffee.
No. My sister's done that. My sister has done it where she's basically put like during the holidays I've made coquito, she's just literally thrown it in her coffee. I don't do that. I keep those. It's like the Bad Bunny song. Coffee in the morning, rum at night.
Beastbreaker recommends gas station coffee.
Come on, I'm Puerto Rican. Like we take our coffee to to a standard. There's a standard with the coffee.
Very high standard?
Oh, very, very, very high standard. It's like we don't take any just simple like drip coffee.
Nate wants to know if you're related to Bad Bunny.
No, I am not related to Benito.
His name is not actually Bad Bunny?
Yeah, his name is his real name is Benito.
Chef Kevin says never use the gas station milk for your coffee.
Yeah, no, that one. I don't think anyone needs to be reminded of that. Don't trust that. Yeah.
We sure?
Yeah, especially like a random gas station, like a 7-Eleven, you can trust because it's a chain, but like one of those mom and pop things where like the guy's not paying attention, and like the milk's just left out.
How about gas station sushi? You ever have that?
No, I would not eat gas station. You want food poisoning?
What about gas station pizza? Would you say it's better than a Big Mac?
I'm not getting in the pizza thing right now.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
You agree with that?
Like I said, It's like the gas station pizza's not that. It's not really that good. Let's be real.
No, it's not great.
No, like come on, we live in New York. We know what a quality slice is.
We love a good quality slice.
Yeah. Although now our pizza may be a sin according to the Pope.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the Pope being American, man? Any takes on that?
Yeah, I thought it was. I'm excited. That was interesting. Obviously, Puerto Ricans, some Catholics. I find it interesting. I loved all the memes that the internet was being flooded with. Like, have you seen some of them?
Well, I just hope it helps the Knicks tonight because we could use a higher power at MSG.
Yeah, because he's Villanova. But I just love all the Pope memes. It's like they were just like, oh my god! You have to check out the Chicago Reddit for all the memes that they've flooded it with the Pope. They're just like grade A. Although I was pissed off at SNL, they didn't bring in those. You remember, the SNL skit with the guys with the big overweight Chicago sports fans, and they're in the bar eating like sausage and everything. You remember that SNL skit?
I'm not
that
sure.
classic. Someone in the chat's gonna remember that classic SNL skit. Like, Bears.
Oh yes, I did. I do know.
You know, like I was hoping that they would just bring them on, like to make like Pope jokes. That would have been funny, but they didn't. Like that would have been perfect, but but like the Knicks, they had a layup and they missed it. Look, on Saturday.
The Knicks missed a lot more than just layups. They didn't play defense well enough. They were awful. Hopefully they wake up like wake up that one time.
I agree. No, they got like, and I agree with what you said about the Knicks. It's like with the Cavs and the Pacers. Like the Cavs probably thought after they won before, like you said, that they had it, and then like this, we got plenty of time to bounce back. This is still a series. We still have the lead. We're still in a strong position. Mm-hmm. You got punched in the mouth, and this is when you wipe the blood off and punch back.
Hell yeah. B-Man, I'm fired up. Great call.
All right, peace.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give some love in the chat to one of the greats, an esteemed member of the 4.5% female demo, Janice Jet, gifting not 1, not 2, not 5, not 7, not 9, 10. That's right, 10 channel memberships.
It's the ASMANIAC membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Janice is in our raffle for 10. Connor Long, you're a member. Yainir Rivera, Sherry French, you're a member. Joseph Landis, main event ace. Nicholas Canaval, Jesse P, Adam Procassini, Baby J, Leonardo Santos, all receiving memberships there from Janice Jet. Thank you, Janice. And reminder for those of you tuning in late, our first ever non-Jet top prize is the raffle this week, a signed Jalen Brunson jersey to go with a signed Aaron Glenn jersey and a signed Curtis Martin jersey. To be eligible, you got to gift a membership or send in a $10 super chat or higher. Incel says if the Knicks lose this game, Celtics win the series. I get why people feel that way. I didn't feel that way after game 3. I leaned that way after game 4. Brian, Brunson going for 40 plus tonight. He might have to. OG needs to play a lot better, and I think they got to get Bridges more involved in the action early. Get him going, man. Get him going early in this game because they can't get down big again. Don't put yourself in a hole. Dictate the terms of the game for once. Because I've said it before the series started, and it played itself out, but not the way I thought it would. But my big thing was, can you get to the fourth quarter with this game within a few points here or there? Because then you feel like, hey, we got Jalen Brunson. He's the best in that spot out of anyone you'd want with the ball in the NBA. And he proved it in game 1 and game 2. But it's not sustainable if you get down 20 again. Just bank on, we'll go on this run in the late third and the fourth, and then Brunson wins it for us at the end. Like, that's not sustainable. Boston is too good. They are the defending champs. There's a reason why they were minus 1,000 before the series started. And what concerns me is they have played 7 times this year, regular season included. And 6 of the 7 times, The Knicks have trailed by at least 20 in those games. They cannot get off to a terrible start tonight. It is not sustainable. That's why I would make an adjustment if I'm the head coach, Tom Thibodeau. I would start Mitchell Robinson and have Hart come off the bench. They can't do the hack of Mitch early if you do that. And I think Mitch is the energy they need at the beginning of these games, right? Hey, your shooting's a little off early. Well, guess what? He's going to get a couple extra offensive rebounds to give you some extra possessions. He's going to help you defensively. Defense leading the offense in transition with some blocks and deflections and the things that Mitch does really well. He can't hit free throws. We know this. They can't do hack a Mitch at the beginning of the quarters. So I don't know if they'll do it. They might value Hart too much to make that move, but I think Hart would be perfect coming off the bench. Cody writes in, Tyler Shuck or Spencer Rattler at quarterback for the Saints. That's why I take the Saints week 1 on the road. Especially if it's Shuck, who I think it will be. Hennessy says, I guess Allen got fired because he's on every YouTube show all day. Feels that way. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears like our next caller is live from vacation. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam is too cool is up next on the show. Adam, where are you?
I'm in the DR, my friend. I'm on some nice vacation. Check it out.
What a view. Damn. We're all jealous.
Yeah, all's good. Let's hope for a really good game 4. I don't want this like 20-game lead stuff, or 20-point lead stuff. Let's just have like 20 lead changes. How about that? Let's have this be an all-timer that they're showing on the ESPN Classic for all time.
Back and forth game, I think, would be advantage Knicks because they just have been destroyed early in these games. So I would sign for that now and take our chances.
Yeah, let's have a game. I don't want this 20-point stuff. Like this, that's boring anyway. Like you got to. I mean, the Knicks can come back, but what if they don't? That's boring as hell for game 3. It's like, so no, make it competitive. Let's have both teams shooting lights out. Like their seasons depend on it, which they pretty much do. And let's have a great game, like positive vibes, and let's just have fun. That'd be fun for you too and for the fans.
I'll take it. Now, let me ask you this, Adam. What is on the agenda in the Dominican Republic? Are you on a family vacation? Are you there alone? Are you with someone? What's the situation?
Family time and also R&R because I hadn't taken a vacation in quite a bit. So
nice. All
good. And DR is a lot of fun. I'll say hi to Al Horford's family if I see them. I'll kind of ask everyone, hey, are you Al Horford's cousin? You know? But and I was joking around. Hey, if I see Luka eating a cheeseburger, I'll let you know.
Please let us know. Adam, enjoy the vacation.
Thank you.
Love it. Adam is too cool. He might look like Allen, but he ain't Allen. Maybe he looks like Allen's son. Ricky says the Saints are shucked. Tyler Shuck might be good, but chances are he's not. But Derek Carr retiring at least gives the Saints a direction. Because you could easily draft a quarterback in round 1 next year. And Shuck is not stopping you from doing that if he's not the guy. He was the 40th pick of the draft, not top 10. Maybe to quote Addison, the Saints shuck around and find out. He's actually their guy. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline right now is the finest attorney in New York City.
Are you an actual lawyer or what, man?
Yeah, I am a lawyer.
Jake, my brother.
Posey.
I just want to start off by saying, I spoke with my client and there's a settlement for $5,000 for the defamation of character and the impersonation of Beast. I just want to let everybody know that's what's going on right now behind the scenes. And
now, is it true that your client called you at Alden Shoe Store?
He has called me at the office. That's where we talk about how we're going to move forward in our process.
Now, can you set the scene for how this call happened? Did you just pick up the phone and you heard a beast on the other side?
Well, he actually called on Saturday first, but we were closing and I was getting out of here. And Joe picked up. I was still with a customer, and Beast was like to Joe, can I speak to Mr. Bonesy, please? And I was with somebody, and it was literally like 4:40. We were like leaving to catch a train. So Joe's like, "Listen, call him back. We'll be back in on Monday." Beast called right on time. As I picked up the phone, I just hear Beast going, "Yeah, can I speak to Mr. Bonesy?" I said, "Hey, Beast, what's up, brother? This is Mr. Bonesy." And then he didn't even give me a word. He just went on a tear of telling me all about more things about, off record. I can't say these legally on the camera, but he gave me some good insight on what's going on. He's working something up. So, but, Beast, man, when he gets rolling, he must have told me in like 8 different things about the Knicks, about Bobby Beasley. But it's a wonderful thing.
What a start to your Monday that must have been to receive a phone call from Beastbreaker.
It was a treat. It was a treat. I have to say though, I have a lot of Asmaniacs that call the store, and Beast is second to Bobby Midnight on making me smile in the morning.
First Bobby Midnight, now Beastbreaker. Everyone's calling attorney at law, Mr. Bonesy.
I had somebody call on Saturday and say, yeah, is there a lawyer? Are you guys a law firm? Somebody was trolling me, but I thought that was funny. I wish I knew who did it, because it was funny.
Gator wants to know, are those law books behind you?
The shoes behind him. Dude, I sing it in the shower, Gator.
It's such a great song.
It really is. And the funniest thing really about being at work and the Asmaniac show is me singing downstairs in between customers and Joe getting sick of it. He is so fucking sick of me when I'm singing Kyle Clifton and I hit the he's dude. One time we were real busy and Joe had like a real ball breaker customer, and I'm just my giggly self, and I'm downstairs and I'm like, Kyle Clifton, and Joe's like, shut up. He's singing the song, so we have a lot of fun here at the old
That's great. I love that. That is so awesome. And the trophy is still in the store, right? I know you showed it off to people that came to visit you, right?
Of course. For now on, if anyone does come visit, it's making the picture. When my boyfriend Nick Shine came by, we got a big group picture with me and Craig and everybody, and I had that trophy right next to me. And the Asmaniacs chain. That chain is now, thanks to a shout out to Jake's aunt, because she was the founder of that chain. But that is now an exclusive Mr. Bonesy Jets chain. I will wear it everywhere I go.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, it's great. It's like they do things at like stadiums where teams have won championships. Like take your picture with the Stanley Cup or take your picture with the Lombardi Trophy, and it's like people come visit you. They're gonna take a picture with the Asmaniac Madness Best of the Best trophy.
And the best part about that sign is that when we first were in Vegas, Rat Diddy was like, "Yo, man, we got to get everybody to sign this sign, and I want to be your first person to sign it." And he was the only one to sign it. So
it just says Rat Diddy.
I only have Rat Diddy's signature on the back of the sign. That's it. So that's but to the Knicks, man. We got to win this game. We got to go up 3-1. I'm nervous too because we haven't been playing good at home in the playoffs. Even Detroit beat us twice at home. So
they're 1-3 at MSG so far these playoffs.
Man, it sucks, dude. Everybody going there, and I feel guilty for like you're there, you spend that money to enjoy the game and dude. But they went from missing, all their shots to not missing any shots, and we couldn't. It couldn't have been their best game and our worst game combined. It was, and I'm so with you, man. We could just get Mitch. Because then they can't let them foul him a little bit and get us in foul trouble. So then when Brunson is always getting hacked, it gets to the line. We can't go in this hole down. We're getting down too big and making it too hard for us to come back. And I don't know. Today we really got. And I'm with you. I want Bridges to get going early. Got to get Bridges involved. Cat too. Cat broke his finger, so now let's see how he responds from
He's
that.
not on the injury report though, so I don't know how severe the injury actually is to his, and it's his non-shooting hand. So it's the playoffs. You got to play through stuff. They need a big performance from him, and I think OG is the biggest thing, man, because he has done nothing these last couple. Really, he was great game 1. He had moments in game 2. He did nothing in game 3. They need a much better OG game tonight for sure.
And they need a better game from OG if he's not getting the stops. Like Boston wasn't missing, and you were almost looking at it like, well, OG's playing lockdown D, contesting every shot in Tatum's pocket or Brown, whoever he's guarding and disrupting them. But when they were getting going, and it's like, all right, OG, you got, and we need that offense. We can't just be waiting on Brunson to do ISO. We got to get everybody involved. And I would love to see Thibs actually do something. He's not. Thibs won't even challenge a call, let alone foul when we're down 3 points at the end of the game. Like Thibs is so stuck in his ways that when did we challenge the call in the playoffs?
He saves his challenges in case it's tight in the fourth.
He still doesn't call them though. It's crazy. We never challenge nothing. But those are my Knicks take. My Jets take. I'm excited. The rookies are playing well. Doesn't look good for Corley if Arian Smith is outshining him. But look, we drafted Smith for that reason, man. It's speed, baby. And I would love for him to, because I was really sick of hearing all of us as maniacs call in and knock this draft and act like any of us know what's going to hit on day 3, because it's a crapshoot on day 3. So all we can do is wait and see how these players respond. But I do like Glenn's. I do like Glenn's so far. He's not getting any shit because we haven't lost any games. But I like his press conferences. He seems genuine. He seems like he's not lying. I haven't sensed any Salah was always keeping shit in, always beating around the bush, never giving you like any feel of like what's going on. I feel like Glenn is authentic. So I do like that. But I want Cleveland week 1. I want the Shador, Gabriel mess to already start. Like I want to be there when like Gabriel starts off not hot and you already got to hear is Shador coming in. Like I would love, and I want a rookie. I would love a young quarterback week 1 because those are always good to get out of the way when they're still trying to learn shit.
Well, here's the thing: is it going to be Shador or is it going to be Flacco potentially starting?
Imagine. Then I don't want him because Flacco will beat us. Remember that Thursday night game? We needed a win to keep our season alive, and Flacco comes in on Thursday night and throws like how many fucking touchdowns? We couldn't stop Njoku. God, I hate remembering all the bad Jets stuff when it just comes out in my head. Yeah, God, that game was so ugly, man. We couldn't stop the Cleveland Browns for nothing. So
I do not want the Browns if it's Flacco. I would take the Browns if it's either Gabriel or Shador.
Yep. I was just throwing out. I would like a young. I would even take.
I want Carolina, man. Home opener, Carolina. Bring them on.
I would do Atlanta. I would do the Saints too. Give us a non-divisional. They're going to be Atlanta and the Saints. To me, are both two teams that are going to be struggling at the beginning, especially. I still don't believe in. Why am I blanking on Atlanta's? Who they draft early last year? Why am I blanking?
Penix.
Penix, yeah. Give us Penix. Give us the Saints, or they don't even know who's. David Carr just retired, so let's. I don't know if I'd mind Vrabel up front. I would just hate for him to get a win against us and already start to could have had Vrabel bullshit. So
I think they could beat New England week 1, though. I think it's better to play a team with a new coach and all the new pieces on offense that they have. Specifically, their O-line is like 4 new starters. I'd rather play them early than late.
Definitely. Because we've been playing New England. Well, last year we played them early, but then the year before that we didn't play them until like week 9. It's the first game. So something like that.
They haven't opened with New England in a long time, too. When was the last time they played New England? Week 1, start of year, 2007.
Right. Yeah, and I definitely don't want Miami because I am one of the people who I want to go against Zach Wilson. So I think Tua will get hurt eventually, and I think Zach Wilson is going to be their guy. I don't know why, but we always have this luck of we haven't played Tua that often in his career. He's been hurt a lot of the time against us. So if we keep that going, I want to see Zach Wilson back at MetLife.
The only thing we know for sure, the Jets will not confirmed play Dallas week 1 because Dallas is opening the year against the Eagles in the Thursday night champions open up the season game.
Nice. So
everything else is technically still up for grabs.
Well, at least it gives us another something to get excited for. The schedule release. We're just inching closer and closer to getting to be interested. Well, because this is May, baby. We're just all about the ASMANIACS on this channel.
Thank God for the Knicks, is all I'm gonna say, man. Because content-wise, it's been tough.
Facts. You've been holding it down though. You've been doing what you can, and we always appreciate you. You know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is a lawyer. He is a shoe salesman. He is a champion. The great Mr. Bonesy.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
I know there's some speculation that Jets versus Denver is week 6, but that hasn't been confirmed by the NFL yet. I don't know who's reported that. I've seen the same rumors on Twitter, but I'm curious where that is coming from, like which outlet had that. We will officially get that tomorrow morning, though, so we will know. For the longest time, someone was telling me it was Jacksonville, but then I actually looked at the schedule myself. I'm like, it can't be Jacksonville. They play them on the road, and the Jets are the home team. But nothing is confirmed to this point. Hit the like button if you haven't. There are currently watching this show almost 400 of you in here, and we have 202 likes. So thank you to everyone who tunes in, supports the show. I'll stay on for a little while longer. Reminder to gift a membership if you want in on our raffle for this week. Jalen Brunson signed jersey, Aaron Glenn signed jersey, Curtis Martin signed jersey. Our big 3 of prizes. Stephen Fox says, I don't know if Leon would fire Tibbs even with a loss to the Celtics. Tom Thibodeau's not being fired. All right. Worst case scenario, the Knicks would lose in 6 to the Celtics now. That is by many, probably 2 more wins than some thought the Knicks would be able to get in this series. You're not firing Tibbs, nor should they fire Tibbs. He's the best coach they've had since Van Gundy. Remember how bad it was before he got here? And who are you hiring? Who are all these great coaches that are out there? All right? Like, you need talent, man. Tibbs gets the most out of what he has. He's created a culture. I think that's such an overrated term in sports, but the Knicks are actually proof that it can be done. There's a guy named Israel on the line, but I don't see a camera, so get that camera on. We'll come to you right now. Here we go. What's up, Israel?
What's up, Jake?
Israel. It is loud in the lunchroom, my man.
Are you on the live with them? Jake, can you hear me?
It's very tough to hear you at school there, Israel. It's loud. You have better headphones? We'll come back. That was impossible. We will try another time. It's good to know that we're big with the high school community. Ladies and gentlemen, Dub 74 is in our raffle for 5 dubs. Thank you.
Money, 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 money.
All right, the following 5 people are now channel members. Belly Can Hit, Dilly Bop, Eric Schmidt, Edsel Daly, Edwin Rodriguez. Speaking of people who can hit, Aaron Judge, after his average dipped below 400, I was getting concerned, guys. Had 4 hits yesterday. Is now hitting over 400 again and leading MLB in every category. Unreal. What we're watching, man. It's unbelievable how good this guy is. Black Gypsy in the house. He says, miss you guys. Asmaniacs are family. Black Gypsy, we miss you. Ladies and gentlemen, South Ass, a.k.a. South End Auto Detailing is on the line. What's up, South End?
Jake, what's up, brother? How you doing?
How you been, man?
I'm good. I'm actually at a middle school cleaning a teacher's car, so I thought it was funny that guy just called in from school.
You look good. You look tremendous.
Thanks, bro. I got the sun hat, but I can't wear it with the headphones, so I got to flip up the side. You know what I'm saying? So got a little mixture going on. Yo, not to be off topic, but who was coming at Shine? I listened to a show for like 30 minutes. I couldn't figure out who the hell was coming at him. Or you don't want to bring it up on your show?
No, I to be honest, I'm not sure what you're referring to. I only caught part of Nick's show last night.
Yeah, I was listening in the beginning. He made a whole thing. I don't know. Someone was coming at him. I'm like, who the hell was it? I watched for like 40 minutes. I'm like, they didn't mention it. Let me ask Jake. But yeah, that's about it, man. Getting excited for training camp. And who do you think we got week 1? You want Carolina, you said?
I mean, I think it still could be Pittsburgh, but I do wonder if the NFL is willing to still put that as in primetime without Rodgers officially committing to the Steelers yet.
Yeah. You think it's tougher schedule than last year? I'm looking at Baltimore. A couple of tough games on. I think the opponents last year though might have been tougher. Just looking at the opponents, you know.
I would love Carolina. I want a home 1 p.m. kickoff game. That would be awesome. The weather's typically good. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do a big tailgate for that for people who can make it. So that's what I would like.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out for sure. I didn't get to watch the Aaron Rodgers experience, but I guess I didn't miss much. The one game I was going to hit, New England, I didn't go to, of course, his best game.
That was one of the best games I've ever been at, and unfortunately, that was the only great moment we truly got during the Aaron Rodgers era on the field.
Yeah, man. Just wanted to call and say what up. You going on later at 4 or what?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I'll check in. Have a good day, bro.
South End, appreciate you. Good call there. Appreciate it. Steven says, Jake, big question. Knicks or Jets, bigger celebration? I think it's the Knicks because it's the entire city that is in tri-state that's a fan of the team. But the Jets would be like right there because it's still football. It's the Jets. But I think the Knicks would edge that one because in New York, you have Jets and Giant fans, Yankees and Met fans, Rangers, Islanders, Devil fans. And with respect to the Nets, it's what, 90 to 95% Knicks fans? It's the one team that unites everyone. But a Jet Super Bowl parade would be bonkers, man. Bonkers. Wouldn't be that much less of a party than a Knick championship parade. I'll take either one. I mean, please. Obviously, the Jets are my number one team, but, you know, I'm not poo-pooing any championships. Black Gypsy, if we beat Boston, we're going to the finals. From your lips to God's ears, the path is there. The path is certainly there. Nicholas says, anyone going to a Knicks watch party in Manhattan tonight? I will be at the game, but I will say this for Game 5. Would people be interested in a meetup to watch the Knicks in New York City? I know Nate's a Knicks fan. He brought that idea up. I could plan something, a little informal, hey, meet at this bar. We all watch the game together. If people are interested, but let me know. Reach out on the Discord. Reach out in the chat right now. Let me know. Let's see. Super chat here from Papa Jet. 5 raffle entries for Papa. Were you hurt in a car accident and almost went to the boneyard? No problem. Call Mr. Bonesy and he'll get what you deserve. Call number one. Also, you get a free pair of shoes. Papa Jet, I'm amazed you spent money on this, but thank you for your service. And you're in for 5. Lee Van says, I'll be on 7th Avenue if the Knicks win tonight. Lee, I'll see you there. It's going to be a party if they win tonight. Black Gypsy, is Rodgers signing with Pittsburgh? Ron. I still think he does. Some have speculated if Rodgers and the Steelers are basically have an understanding, if they have like a handshake agreement, he's signing there. And there's like a theory that the Steelers don't want a ton of primetime games. So they believe by Rodgers not officially signing with them will prevent the NFL from overloading their primetime slate. I know people have talked about that. Sco says, can we get a Subway Series meetup? The problem, Sco, is that Game 6 is Friday, so I got to see how the schedule breaks. And I'd like to go to at least one of those games. But if there's a Game 6, I will not be at Yankee Stadium. I'll be at the Garden if there's a Game 6. Someone said, Nicholas, I can't afford a ticket. I bought shoes from Bonesy. Steven says that theory about the Steelers makes great sense. It does, you know. But I don't know why the Pittsburgh Steelers would shy away from primetime. I'd have to look, but I'd imagine Mike Tomlin has a great record in primetime. He's Mike Tomlin. You know? But we will see. I think there's still a strong possibility week 1 is Jets and the Steelers. It's still two huge markets. The Jets drew very well even the year they didn't have Rodgers in 2023 with all the primetime games. Steelers always get a big draw, big audience. And if you put the Jets early, the game still matters because the team doesn't stink yet. People would be intrigued about Fields against his old team. People would be intrigued about Aaron Glenn coaching his first game. So I still could see it, even if Rodgers does retire. Ryan says, can the NFL just flex games to primetime when Rodgers signs? Not until late in the year are they allowed to do that. So we will see. Time will tell. Time will tell. Reminder, Huega House, 20% off. Get yourself a performance line hat before they run out. They have a bunch of different shades. Pick the color you want. Promo code Asman, 20% off at hugahouse.com. The link is in the description. Thank you all for watching. We are back this afternoon. You guys are awesome. Love all of you. Love the Asmaniacs. I end the show with a message that needs to be said. And the message is, go Knicks.
Say go New York, go New